Thank you for joining us this evening for the Healthy Hospital Chef Challenge. Originally featured at our 2024 International Conference on Nutrition and Medicine, this event was such a hit that we knew we had to share it with a broader audience, and we're thrilled to have you tune in tonight. In this exciting competition, 3 talented chefs from healthcare systems across the country face off for the ultimate prize. But here's the twist. Every dish is entirely plant-based. This challenge showcases how chefs are revolutionizing hospital cuisine, proving that health-focused meals can be as delicious as they are nutritious. And our hope is that by the end of this screening, you'll be inspired to advocate for healthier food options in your own community's healthcare systems. Tonight's competition is a celebration of culinary creativity, innovation, and the powerful health benefits of plant-based diets. So grab your favorite snack, get comfortable, and get ready for an unforgettable culinary showdown, the Healthy Hospital Chef Challenge. And stay tuned after the presentation for a special appearance by the competition winner and by one of our esteemed judges, Dr. Brooklyn Palmer. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Welcome to the Healthy Hospital Chef Challenge. We are so excited. We have leading chefs from around the country who are going to show how they are building plant-based meals into healthcare. Imagine that. And I just want to introduce our MC. Our MC is the host of the Keep On Cookin' podcast. He's the creator of the original vegan travel series, The Vegan Roadie. He's written wonderful cookbooks, my favorite of all, and he is the best thing that ever happened to the Food Network, and he's the Physicians Committee's culinary specialist, Dustin Harder.
How's everybody doing? Awesome. Well, I'm so thrilled to be here to host our first ever Healthy Hospital Chef Challenge. Welcome. All right, I'm really excited for you to meet our competitors this evening, but first I want to talk about our partner for the competition, the Institute of Culinary Education. So, the Institute of Culinary Education is an accredited culinary school with locations in New York City and Los Angeles. It offers training in diploma and associate degree programs in culinary arts, both in person and online. Fields of study include culinary arts, pastry and baking arts, plant-based culinary arts, which we love to see, that's right, restaurant and culinary management and hospitality management, and the school also runs one of the largest hands-on recreational cooking, baking, and beverage programs in the United States. So we're thrilled to partner with them and have their expertise on the chopping block tonight for the competition. Let's hear it for the Institute of Culinary Education. And we're also supported tonight by a couple really fantastic organizations. You hopefully enjoyed some beverages on your way in. You heard me saying, go towards the juice, go towards the juice. So you got yourself some. The beverages and the energy bites in your tote bags and the tote bags themselves and the coupons in the tote bags were provided by Fruitive. Now, Fruitive is a beloved institution here in DC. Whenever I travel here, I'm stopping into Fruitive because when I travel, I'm always like, how am I going to get my greens in? I get the all greens drink there and the peaches and greens, but that's not all they have. They got the sweet, the savory. They got everything for you there at Fruitive. And I just want to thank them for their support tonight. Thank you, Fruitive. And we're also supported tonight by the generosity of GreenFair Foundation and its founder, Gwyn Whitaker. Yes, 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 yes. Now, This foundation supports an innovative community restaurant and learning center that serves up organic, whole plant food in concert with medical professionals, environmentalists, and animal welfare advocates who recognize that this optimal diet can positively transform our world. And we're going to hear a little bit more from Gwen in a little bit. It's going to tie into our contestants here. So I want to talk about how we got our competitors tonight. So we opened submissions up all around the world, but we didn't just say hospital chefs. We said any person who works in food service and healthcare. So we received a wide variety of applications, and then they went through a review process with the Healthy Hospital Chef Challenge Review Committee. This was made up of registered dietitians, of chefs, and recipe developers. So in the first round of submissions, we were looking for readability of the recipe, the appeal of the recipe, the nutritional value, and also the accessibility of the recipe in terms of ingredients. And then it got narrowed down to 12 semifinalists, and those 12 recipes got put through some pretty heavy recipe testing, and then it was narrowed down to 6 competitors, and those were the semifinalists that got narrowed down to the final 3 after an interview process. And they're here tonight, they're ready to rock and roll for you with their goods. Yeah, we're gonna meet them very soon. These chefs tonight are competing for a cash prize of $6,000. Yeah, I kind of wish I was competing now instead of hosting. You guys want to trade? Anybody? Okay, all right. Well, the first place prize also gets a feature in Good Medicine magazine and a continuing education online course at the Institute of Culinary Education. And they also get a catered lunch for their staff, a catered plant-based lunch for their staff, of course. But that's not all. Nobody's going home empty-handed tonight. I've been telling everybody, this isn't so much Iron Chef as it is the Great British Bake Off, right? Nobody's going home empty. I know, it's good feelings with that show, right? That's what we want here. So nobody's going home empty-handed. Second place is taking home $2,500, and third place is taking home $1,000. So nobody's going home empty-handed. Yes. But you're going to want to applaud again because I'm telling you, this is all thanks to the very generous donation. I told you it wrapped right back around to Gwen Whitaker. The generous donation from GreenFair Foundation because they believe healthy people make a healthy planet, and we're on board with that. We couldn't agree more. So now let's thank GreenFair and give them a big round of applause. Thank you, Gwen. And I got a little surprise for the chefs, so did anyone see Salad Master downstairs today? Yeah, did you enter to win the raffle? All right, if you haven't yet, you've still got a chance because they're going to raffle it off tomorrow. So they're going to be outside in the lobby tonight when you leave. You can enter to win the raffle there and get some cookware from Salad Master. And if you wake up tomorrow morning and you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot. It's okay, you still get a chance tomorrow morning, run right over to their table downstairs to enter the raffle. It's the premier stainless steel cookware. And guess what, chefs? Salad Master didn't want you to leave you empty-handed either, so they're gonna send you home with some cookware tonight as well. So all of our chefs are getting some cookware from Salad Master as well. Speaking of our chefs, it gives me great joy to introduce to you 3 individuals who are creating change for the better within their healthcare system. Please welcome our chefs to the stage tonight. The drama as I switch cards. All right, please welcome. We've got the executive chef of Riderwood Village in Erickson Senior Living in Silver Spring, Maryland. It's Chef Chad Wisner. Welcome to the stage. All right, good to see you, Chad. Coming in from the West Coast, we have the Food Operations Manager at Sharp Preby's Innovation Education Center in San Diego. Are you ready for it? It's Skylar Flynn. All right. And last, but certainly not least, we've got the culinary lead with the Advocate Aurora at St. Luke's Medical Center in Milwaukee. Please welcome Tony Burns. Come on up. All right, so let's take a moment to meet our chefs here. Chad, please tell us what institution you're at and what role you have there.
I'm the executive chef at Riderwood Village in Silver Spring, Maryland. We are the largest continuing care retirement community in the United States with over 2,400 residents, over 550 dining employees, and 11 dining venues.
Awesome, awesome. And what is your role there?
My role is to lead and develop the culinary program along with our home office, and it's been a pleasure and build relationships with residents.
Fantastic. Can't wait to see what you do tonight. We're so glad you're here. Skylar, please tell the crowd what Sharp Preby's Innovation Education Center is and what it is you do there.
So over at Sharp Preby's Innovation Education Center, it's a cutting-edge facility where doctors and nurses can practice being in simulation labs without being in hospital settings to really get that practice in. And as a food operation manager, I get to oversee all of the culinary production in our cafe, as well as our high-end conferences for our medical staff and caterings.
All right, you're getting those plant-based meals to them from the start so they can share it with others. All right, and Tony, how's it going over here? Fantastic. Far over here, here we go. So you're the culinary lead for St. Luke's Medical Center in Milwaukee. So tell us a little bit about your role there and what you do there.
Absolutely. St. Luke's is the largest hospital in Wisconsin and has a world-class cardiac program. I develop the recipes and menus for our cafeteria and catering events, and I work to do training programs for our staff on site.
Fantastic. Welcome, Tony. Let's welcome all of our chefs. And of course, nobody does it alone. Each chef will be joined this evening with the helping hands of their assistants. Please give a large round of applause to their assistants. Welcome to the stage, Carl Taylor, Ruben Buford, and Megan Dennis. Come on up and join us here. All right, now let's meet our judges. Getting judgy over here. Okay, we're so lucky to have these three individuals with us tonight, truly. They're just bringing a variety of experience to the judges panel. So first up, we have Dr. Brooklyn Palmer. Dr. Palmer is a preventative medicine resident physician in Southern California. She is focusing her training on lifestyle medicine across clinical, public health, and online media settings. Beyond medicine, Dr. Palmer is a content creator known as Beats by Brooke. If you're not following her, do it right now because you're missing out if you're not. She's Beats by Brooke across all social media. She's reached people over 9 million times across the globe discussing topics like intersectionality of health and wellness, plant-based nutrition, size inclusivity, and more. Dr. Palmer, what do you hope to see tonight from our competitors when it comes to food as medicine?
Thank you so much for the introduction. I'd like to first say I did not get the memo to wear a white coat, so I feel a little left out. I could have brought my physician one, but it's all good.
That's my bad. It's all on me. It's on me.
All good. But yeah, you know, the last few years I've been working in and out of hospitals directly with patients, and I've seen behind the scenes, right? The healthcare provider spending so much time, so much resources on the medications, the procedures, while spending basically no time on the food that these patients are getting. And we know that the food they're getting can either improve or worsen all this other hard work that we're doing. And unfortunately, the default is typically worsen. And so what I hope to see today is basically a huge change from that, right? I hope to see plant-heavy foods that are naturally packed with phytonutrients, antioxidants, fiber, and I also hope to see food that's low in sodium, low in refined sugars, and minimally processed. So many patients in the hospital are already coming in such a pro-inflammatory state, right? Whether that's infection, that's a myocardial infarction, or something like surgery. Their bodies are so stressed out. And so the food that we give them should truly help the healing process. So that's what I hope to see today.
All right, I love it. You hear that? Now you know what the doctor's looking for, okay? All right, our next judge is Sean Medovich. He is the lead chef instructor for online culinary arts and food operations for the Institute of Culinary Education. Chef Sean started his culinary journey as a chef in the Navy for 5 years. After leaving the Navy, he worked in fine dining around Washington, D.C. and Virginia. He brings all of his experience to the online culinary arts offerings provided by the Institute of Culinary Education, guiding students around the country through their remote culinary journey. Now, Chef Sean, from a culinary perspective, how easy would you say it is to incorporate more plant-based options onto an institution menu?
Well, when you look at the versatility of the plant-based ingredients, I think the key is to keep the focus on the flavor profiles and the approachability of the dishes, which it's going to be really interesting to see how the competitors do that tonight.
All right. Versatility. I think we got it. And please welcome our third judge. It's Chef Emmett McDonough. He's the executive chef of culinary development for Sodexo NYC Health and Hospitals. Emmett is a seasoned research and development chef. He brings with him over 15 years of extensive experience, having worked for renowned companies such as Severoli Foods and Wonton Foods. Currently, Chef Emmett works for Sodexo, representing New York City's health and hospitals. In this role, he plays a pivotal part in the development of meals specifically designed for patients and residents, focusing keenly on plant-based innovation. Chef Emmett, what is a key component you look for when you're developing plant-based recipes for hospital patient trays with NYC Health and Hospitals?
So we try to focus on the nutritionals and make sure that it aligns with our gold standard. As long as that passes, then we'll try to find something that has a little ingenuity, something that's new, something that's fresh. We want to really bring the freshness and the excitement that we get to our patients and residents.
Fantastic. So we're looking for some nutrition tonight, some excitement and some variety, all the good things. Let's give it up for our judges here. And I've got one last guest that I want you all to meet before we get started here tonight. As much as we're all about this food being delicious, and we are, it better be delicious. Our main goal is always the health of our patients. So we want to see how this food adds up on a nutritional level, right? So to help us out, we brought with us someone who is expanding the message of the benefits far and wide to the 5 boroughs of NYC. Please welcome health advocate, registered dietitian, trained chef, and director of education and training of nutrition and lifestyle medicine program with NYC Health and Hospital. Please give it up for Lily Correa. Come join me on stage. All right, so Lily, it's great to see you.
Hello.
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 So what can we expect to see from a nutritional angle tonight, do you think?
Well, I think that expectations are really high and also are going to be met because I've seen the recipes, you guys, and the audience is really going to be thrilled to see that the food that these chefs are preparing are going to be loaded with helpful, healing foods, ingredients, right? They're going to help our patients stay healthy.
Fantastic. That's what we're looking for. It's the end game. So there you have it. Welcome chefs, welcome chef assistants, judges, and of course our nutrition expert. It looks like we have everyone in place for a competition, so we should do it, right? All right. Okay, competitors, are you ready? They're ready. Okay, here we go. Can I get a clock on the screen? Here we go, chefs, in 3, 2, 1, go! All right, here they go. They're going down the line here. They're going to do the food, and they're going to do the thing right here. They're going to be lit up. They're going to chop it up. They're going to get there. Some vegetables going, some tofu maybe over there. Okay. While the chefs are getting their bearings, let's check in with the judges just a little bit, right? Chef Sean, ICE has so many programs, but now they have this robust plant-based culinary program. So what value does the plant-based culinary arts program bring to ICE?
I think with the popularity of plant-based cooking and plant-based diets now, it's really important for the next generation of nutrition-minded cooks to have somewhere to train, because it's not just about numbers on a nutrition fact sheet. It's about flavor, and it's about the feeling that you get when you eat good food. And I think that's something that's really important for the next generation of chefs to be able to study and to be able to learn at ICE.
I think it's fantastic. I love that the Institute of Culinary Education has just expanded this so broadly, and you offer this education for chefs to go out in the world and take it to healthcare facilities like this too. It's so cool. Dr. Palmer, I got a question for you. So you're just as versed in the medical field as you are in the kitchen, and I've seen you cooking away on Beats by Brooke, okay? Beats by Brooke, and making things simple and approachable for the home cook. So what role does plant-based cooking play in preventative care?
So it plays a huge role, right? When I think of preventive medicine, I think of two major pillars, the bigger system that plays, the policy, the history of systemic discrimination, and then we have the individual choices. And there, in my mind, plant-based cooking is one of the most important ones, really only rivaled to not smoking tobacco. We have so much information on how our dietary choices truly impact both early death and disability. So it plays a huge role in not only preventing chronic diseases, but also if someone is in the stages of disease, slowing the progress and potentially reversing it. So it plays a very, very significant role.
All about that reversal, right? Catch it while we can, preventative care, preventative care. Chef Emmett, I have had the absolute honor of visiting your culinary center, and I've seen you and your team so hard at work getting plant-based options on trays for patients. You're doing the hard work. What is a piece of advice you can give our competitors and the audience here tonight when it comes to getting plant-based options on the menu?
For sure. So, especially in a hospital setting, evolve, keep moving, avoid complacency, research. We really try to focus on knowing our community and who we're serving so that on potentially someone's worst day ever, they get that meal and they have a sense of nostalgia from their grandmother making something or their grandfather or any other family member. So to bring joy to our community really keeps us going forward.
Yeah, I love that. We often say a patient in recovery is often, while they're having a traumatic experience as it is, this is the one thing they might have to look forward to is that meal. So if you can give them that comforting, nostalgic feeling, that's really going to at least boost their spirits for that moment.
Absolutely.
So that's great. All right. Well, Lily, I have some questions for you. Let's head on over to Nutrition Corner over here. We're in the Nutrition Corner here with our nutrition experts. So let's fill the audience in on some parameters. So what were we looking for when it came to the specific nutrition components for our competitors this evening?
Yes, so when the chef submitted the recipes, as you mentioned earlier, there were some basic guidelines that they had to meet in terms of nutritional value. So these were that the entrees had to be low in sodium, less than 700 milligrams per entree, low in saturated fat, less than 5 grams per entree, low in total fat, so less than 15 grams per entree, and 0 milligrams of cholesterol, and at least 5 grams of fiber.
All right, thank you, Lily. We're going to be back to check with you shortly. Y'all, it's starting to smell good up here. Can you smell it out there? Yeah, all right. Okay, so let's check in here with Chef Chad. He's given us the BBQ Jackfruit Sandwich with edamame and black bean salad. So, Chef Chad, I feel like you're taking us to a place of comfort here with this BBQ Jackfruit Sandwich. Can you tell us a little bit about your recipe?
100%. I think a lot of times approachability is important. So I think something that's comforting and something that's recognizable allows for people to try something that maybe they're not used to. And that's the approach we've taken with our residents as we've worked with PCRM for the educational aspect of things and paired it with new recipes. And we're excited to try this new recipe because it's something that's approachable and residents have really enjoyed it. And it's something that is comforting.
Fantastic, comforting. I love it. And when we're looking at this recipe for you, what's something that might be a little out of the box or unique that you're doing with this sandwich?
I think one of the most unique things is the jackfruit within itself. Jackfruit is something that a lot of people don't see in plant-based. A lot of times it's legumes, it's quinoa, it's soy-based proteins. Jackfruit is something that's unique and it's something that is transformable. So you can have one ingredient, you can chop it, you can dehydrate it, you can braise it like we're braising it today, and it has a shreddability. So having one key ingredient allows you to have multiple recipes with different outcomes.
Awesome. And are you going, so in the restaurant world, often that tasty bite you get from a sandwich, they're always toasting the buns. They're loading it with like butter and oil to toast the bun. Are you toasting the bun at all tonight?
We are. So we've tried to dry toast it, but didn't quite get the umami and the texture we wanted. So we kind of thought about things outside the box, and we're going to brush it lightly with a little bit of agave. By browning that sugar and the honey, or in the agave, I'm sorry, you get that same golden brown texture and that unctuousness that you would get from butter toasting bread.
All right.
Much better for you.
Okay. All right. So a little trick there, a little agave to get that caramelized approach on toasting the buns. Now, Lily, this resembles a pulled pork sandwich, it seems. So when I think of that, I don't necessarily think of the healthiest sandwich. So how did the elements of this plate compare to the traditional offerings when it comes to the health benefits?
Hello.
There we go.
There we go. Jackfruit really has this amazing texture that mimics meat while having no saturated fat or cholesterol. And like all plant foods, right, it's high in fiber and unique phytochemicals that lower inflammation and fight disease. So jackfruit is also high in potassium, and that's important for relaxing blood vessels and lowering blood pressure. Now, this dish also contains cabbage, which is in that cruciferous vegetable family, right? So it helps to reduce inflammation. It contains glutamine, which is essential for a healthy gut. So that's a great feature. Now, the black bean and edamame salad that's within this dish as well, it's very high in fiber and protein from the edamame and the black beans. And the edamame provides isoflavones, which are phytonutrients or phytochemicals, which are protective against breast and prostate cancer and have also been shown to be beneficial for bone health.
All right. Do you have some other facts on there? Did I cut
have-
you off?
I have one more thought.
Give me some more. Give me some more.
Because I want to talk about beans, because
Yes,
it wouldn't be
yes,
complete,
yes.
right? Continue to talk about beans. The black beans in this dish, right? Beans in general, as we know, are a category of foods that most closely are associated with longevity, right? And that's important. Plus, they're a powerful tool for lowering cholesterol and blood sugar. And that means that when we eat them regularly, right, they're going to reliably reduce both glucose and cholesterol levels.
Okay, so great. Now, when it comes to the nutritional guidelines, how are we adding up tonight on this?
So this dish has 710 milligrams of sodium. The saturated fat content is 1 gram. The total fat is 10 grams. Cholesterol 0. Fiber 6 grams.
All right, so we had this last-minute addition with the agave. Chad came to us and we said, all right, we'll allow it. But we'll see what the nutrition expert has to say about it. So he's adding this little bit of agave to this that's not on the recipe out there. So what does this look like for us?
So the description of those toasted buns sounded really delicious, right? And then because it's such a minimal amount that's being used in an already high in fiber, nutritious, right, in the context of that larger high in fiber, nutritious meal, it's not really anything to worry about.
All right. Well, things are simmering and steaming over here, smelling good. Chef Skylar, we've got her with the roasted sesame chickpeas over zesty quinoa. Can you tell us about your dish, Skylar?
Absolutely. So this dish, I'm proud to say it has tons of whole foods that provide a great flavor and suit many different dietary restrictions. Something fun about this dish is that it has aquafaba in it, and that pairs super well with the sesame chickpeas, and it's a great zest in the quinoa.
All right, it seems like a lot of flavor could be potentially be happening with ginger and garlic. I'm smelling the good over here. I'm going to let the judges be the judge of that. Okay, but now you talked a little bit about the aquafaba. So if we were to look for something unique in your recipe, would it be the aquafaba, and how are you using it here?
It would be. And so for those that aren't familiar with aquafaba is the reserve from the canned chickpea liquid. So nothing's getting wasted here. We're not pouring it down the drain, and we're turning it into a nice sriracha dressing to finish it off with a little spice if you're feeling spicy like me tonight.
All right, great, awesome. Thank you, Skylar. Okay, and over here, yeah, why not? Round of applause for Chad and Skylar so far. All right. Oh, I missed we got to go over the goods. So Lily, tell me how things are stacking up for this on the health benefits.
All right. So I love that you're using that aquafaba there. Now, this meal is very high in protein because of the quinoa and the chickpeas, right? That combination. So this is going to be helpful for patients that have higher protein needs, right? Like recovering from burns, or people who have liver disease, or people struggling with malnutrition. It is also low in the glycemic index, so that's great for blood sugar control. And to mention a little bit more about chickpeas, another great benefit is that they provide zinc, which is essential for wound healing, right? Of course, since it's high in fiber, it's going to be helpful for those bowel movements, which really is fiber's claim to fame, right? Even though now we know that it does so much more than that, because fiber helps to improve the microbiome, which boosts immune function. And in fact, we know, right, that one of the largest studies conducted on gut health gave us that great challenge of including 30 different plant species per week, right? For optimal gut health. And look at how many wonderful colors we already have on this menu. Now, to highlight just one more ingredient here, broccoli, another one in that cruciferous vegetable family, right? That has those cancer-fighting properties. It also has potassium, which, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be great for lowering blood pressure. Ginger, that Dustin also highlighted there, is an great anti-inflammatory. And lastly, quinoa is not only rich in protein, it also is going to be rich in B vitamins and important minerals like iron and magnesium.
All right, so we're keeping it spicy over here, and it looks like we've started a disco up here possibly. I saw a little flicker of the lights, so get ready for a dance party, chefs.
Yeah.
You didn't know that was going to be part of the competition. I feel like you can handle it, though. Okay, so Lily, tell us how the zesty quinoa stacks up for nutritional value tonight.
All right, well, this entire meal has 636 milligrams of the sodium. For saturated fat, it's going at 1 gram, total fat 10 grams, cholesterol 0, and 12 grams of fiber.
All right. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so now we're looking at the jeweled rice with sautéed vegetables by Chef Tony. Tony, tell us about your dish, please.
Well, I really took the adaptability rule to heart here. I wanted to create something that would be usable at every hospital, and everyone's got sweet potatoes, everyone's got chickpeas, everyone's got cauliflower, a really strong ingredient set to use for a plant-based dish. But at the same time, I was experimenting with a Persian spice blend called Adve, which is phenomenal. It's mostly rose petal. It adds just an incredible quality to any dish you add it to. And so this was a natural culmination of everything I was working at the time, which is phenomenal.
That's great. So you're mentioning this spice. I love that you're using the fresh mint too. Fresh mint is just like one of my favorite things. So I love that you're adding some fresh mint to this. Now you mentioned this spice. Is it hard to source?
Well, Adve itself is carried by a couple different distributors, US Foods, etc. But I did provide an alternative spice blend you can use to achieve a similar flavor profile with the recipe, because I know not everyone has access to fresh rose petals.
Great. Right. So in that mix, you're using accessible spices to create it.
Absolutely. That's the plan.
Okay, awesome. Well, thank you, Tony. Now, Lily, can you break these elements down for me for the jeweled rice?
All right. Yes, so this meal is particularly easy to digest because of the white rice and the well-cooked vegetables. So this is going to be good for patients who are needing a softer diet for digestive conditions or maybe poor dentition, right? It's got a great variety of vegetables and colors. So many different nutrients from those, phytochemicals or phytonutrients, antioxidants, right? It's got the cauliflower in there, so again, mentioning that it's cruciferous vegetable family is so powerful for fighting or help to fight cancer. And the meal is also heavy on tomatoes, which are a great source of lycopene, and that's especially powerful for prostate cancer prevention. Now, it's also high in vitamin C, so that's another essential nutrient for wound healing. And high in fiber, which helps with regular bowel movements, as we mentioned. Now, if someone is recovering from surgery, anesthesia can slow down digestion. So a high fiber diet can help to prevent or manage constipation after surgery. And because it's got the slow burning carbohydrates, like the sweet potato and garbanzo beans, these help to manage blood sugar levels.
Fantastic. All right, so Lily, what about the nutritional elements of the jeweled rice and sautéed vegetables?
Well, I thought you'd never ask. So for this one, the total sodium is 546 milligrams. Saturated fat is 2 grams. Total fat, 14 grams. Cholesterol, 0, and 9 grams of fiber.
Awesome. Thank you, Lily.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's so interesting to see. Interesting to hear all these facts too. Now, chefs, I don't want to freak you out. You're at just under 15 minutes, okay? So that is your count right now. You're at just under 15 minutes. You're at 14:05, 04, 03, 02. Okay, so to recap, we've got the BBQ Jackfruit Sandwich with edamame and black bean salad with Chef Chad here. From Chef Skylar, we're getting the roasted sesame chickpeas over zesty quinoa with that spicy aquafaba sauce if you're feeling spicy. And Chef Tony is cooking up jeweled rice with sautéed vegetables with his very own spice blend over there. So you're looking great, chefs. And let's see what happens next. It's a surprise to me. Just kidding. Haha. Okay, so Skylar, I think we need an opportunity for you to use your blender, right? Okay, so blenders make a lot of noise. So we wanted to keep you busy when the blender was going tonight. So I want to take this opportunity to chat again about one of our sponsors, Fruitive. Now, they've done something really special for the audience tonight. So 4 winners are going to leave tonight with a $50 gift card for Fruitive, right? You can get a little bit of juice with that. It'll be really delicious, okay? All right, so when I count to 3, Skylar's gonna start her blender, and not until I count to 3, everybody. When I count to 3, you can look under your seat for an envelope. 1, 2, 3, go. Could you imagine? Any winners yet? Okay, I see one over here. Good, 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 good. Anyone else yet? We got another one? Great, there's number 2. All right. I count 2 so far. Maybe a third? Third, great. 4th one? Oh, we got, okay, great. All right, good. All right, congratulations, everybody. You got yourself some gift cards. That's awesome. All right, Skylar, you keep going as long as you need to over there, okay? She's whipping that aquafaba up, doing the thing. So while she's doing that, Tony, let's check back in again. How are things for you? How are things looking? How are you feeling? Are you stressed at all?
I wish I could say I was, but no.
Just chill as can be.
Absolutely. We've run this at my hospital several times now, so I've gotten a very good chance to get a feel for the flavors in the dish, and I'm happy to cook it again.
I love it. You finessed it, you're good to go, so you're feeling ready. Let's hope you're just as ready when that clock ticks all the way down. So I'm checking in with Chef Chad here. Chef Chad, how are things going for you?
Very well. The jackfruit is starting to shred apart and is starting to get the ooey gooey pulley and nice and caramelized with the barbecue sauce. And then edamame salad is almost finished. Just need to add some avocado and some fresh lime and we'll be ready to go.
All right, looking good. Yeah. Okay, Skylar, how's the blender feeling for you? Are you feeling good? How was everything?
It's going good. We might make a little bit more noise, but
That's okay. We managed well, and we kept everyone occupied. I think we did a good job. So if you need to blend some more, you blend away, okay? All right, let's check back in with our judges here. And we got about 10 minutes on the clock. Counting down, getting close. So judges, Chef Sean, what do you think so far? Is anyone's dish standing out for you for its use of plant-based ingredients?
Yeah, I'm really interested in what Tony's doing over there. Those really bold flavor profiles, the harissa and the spice mixtures, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the final dish. But I know we're going to have our work cut out for us with all 3 of these.
All right, and I've lost all my cards. I don't know where I'm at here. I got it. Keep it real, tell you the truth, being authentic, okay? There's a lot of words to put out here tonight, okay? All right, so we got Dr. Palmer. Okay, from a preventative medicine perspective, how are you feeling about what our contestants are bringing to the table tonight?
I feel like the amount of money we spend on healthcare in the US is that all patients in the hospital deserve meals like these. Right? Yeah, let's go. I think about all the different ailments that this is supporting, right? Diabetes, coronary artery disease, and I'm so excited because preventive medicine is not just the actions, right? It's also the mindset. And so I picture these patients with meals like this and just getting inspired, them being at these institutions telling them this is a food that is supplementing all this other work we did for your health. So I'm really excited.
Yeah, that's awesome. Could you imagine if you're a patient and this shows up for you? Oh my gosh, yeah, it'd be so great. Well, Chef Emmett, you have put so many plant dishes on hospital menus right now at your hospital. So all 11 of his hospitals, by the way. Can we get a round of applause for that? I mean, It's so cool. And before I ask you this question, I want to share with the audience tonight. So we just released a really cool thing on, so we've got a program called healthyhospitalprogram.org. And we released a series of videos. We just put them out this week so we could tell you all about them. And it's called Healthy Hospitals on Demand. We feature Chef Emmett's hospital on there and all of the great work that his team is doing there with Sodexo NYC Health and Hospitals. We also feature Brigham and Women's Faulkner Hospital in Boston and also Adventist Health Howard Memorial in Willits, California. So all of these people are putting plant-based options on their patient trays. So please go check out Healthy Hospitals on Demand to get a glimpse into how these people are doing it, and then tell everyone else to watch it. Tell every hospital that you know that they should watch it, anyone you can get to watch it. But Chef Emmett, with all of these things you've put on the menu, how are these dishes looking for you tonight in terms of being served at a healthcare facility?
So right off the bat, I mean, the nutritionals are a little different. You know, we follow New York City standards, which is a lot lower than the national average. And that's our hardest task is to provide a dish that is flavorful and tasty, but has no salt. So that's our biggest challenge, and that's how we try to find these new innovative products and raw materials that we use. But we have jackfruit on the menu, we have a harissa sauce, and we use a ton of chickpeas. So it seems like it's very aligned with what we're currently doing and creating.
That's awesome. I had some awesome dishes when I was there. It was a kabocha squash, I think. What was that dish?
The curried kabocha squash.
Curried kabocha squash. There was also a pesto with peas, or a pea pesto?
Pea pesto, yeah, with roasted tomatoes.
And then I feel like I had like a
sancocho.
Yes, sancocho too.
So, you know, I think it's so important, whether you're a public hospital or a private hospital, that everybody deserves to eat like this. Everybody deserves to get white tablecloth service, china, the freshest ingredients, and the people behind it who really care about our patients and our residents.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Everybody deserves it. That's so true. Yeah. Oh, we got to have the blender again. Yes, go for it. Go for it. You don't need my permission. You can do it. We're going to work around it. It's actually not that bad. I think a Vitamix in a large room like this, it doesn't sound as bad as when I'm in my small kitchen. So it's not bothering me at all. That's great. Well, we're getting down to the wire here. We've just about 6 minutes left. I'm checking out these dishes. Everything's starting to get plated here a little bit. We've got the beautiful jackfruit over here, and we've got some avocado, some edamame, tomatoes. I'm just going to check out everyone's stations here. Beautiful broccoli. It looks like the aquafaba is maybe done, come into play, steaming away here. The quinoa is bubbling away. All right, she's tossing the goods over there in the pot. How are we feeling here? Looks like we're rolling along. It looks like everybody's these things take a little bit of time to cook. We're getting some aromatics over here, and everything's bubbling away for everyone. All right, good stuff. Do we have any questions from the audience right now? I'll take one or two. We got like 5 minutes as we're waiting for things to cook up here. Yeah, what's up?
What does the aquafaba do in the sriracha aquafaba?
Sure. So, Skylar, what does the aquafaba do in the sriracha aquafaba?
So that's a great question. So it's going to act as a vegan/vegetarian binder and hold it together.
All right, love that. We got any other questions out here? Over here, someone says, great, what do you got? Yeah, that's a very interesting question. I think it's different for every single hospital. I'm wondering if Chef Emmett might have any insight on that in terms of staffing?
Yeah, for sure. So, and as you said, you're not alone. You know, we have staffing issues all the time. And, you know, we cook 15,000 meals a day with a staff of...
Did you hear that reaction? I told you, the hard work over here.
15,000 meals a day. And you know, we get call-outs, we get weather. You know, obviously COVID was damaging, but we cook in a way where we're using fresh vegetables and fresh ingredients. And the way that we cook in this bulk cooking that we do allows us to be able to provide and bridge that gap of missing employees. As well as our team is fantastic. You know, the H&H team that works at the Culinary Center with us is, you know, the main artery of our system.
Yeah.
Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do.
For sure. And this is something we talk about all the time, is the staffing of it, right? Because not just do you have enough staff, but in the food service world, staff doesn't always stick around. The turnover is very high, so you start to train people on dishes, and then you're training them again. You're trying to implement new items. So I think that's just really a problem across the board. It's very difficult to sort of be consistent and maintain, keep the education going. So we always are trying to think of ways to implement education practices where you can always sort of do it, just keep it at a push of a button. We're trying to add to that Healthy Hospitals on Demand just a couple culinary education videos, hoping to do some stuff with the Institute of Culinary Education, actually, where we can just share a couple quick tutorials for different institutions on either convenient swaps, things they can swap in easily, just to start making that change quicker, or even just how to use tofu simply, right? Y'all had some tofu going when I was there. I remember it was all on the line, and I was like, how are you making that all happen right now? What's happening? Because you said how many? 15,000?
15,000.
Woo! That's a lot of tofu. That's a lot of tofu. All right. Okay, we're getting down to it. We got 2 minutes. Why am I nervous? Okay, we got 2 minutes. It looks like we're looking pretty fancy over here in Chef Chad's station. He's sitting pretty. We're getting plated up here in Skylar's. Oh, it looks so good. Okay. All right, Chef Tony, you're on 2 minutes. Start getting plated. This is my chill friend Tony over here. He's got 1 minute and 45 seconds to plate up 4 dishes. I'm gonna trust and believe it's gonna go so well. It's looking so good. I love that we have all these cameras. Can we get a round of applause for Encore tonight, who's handling all of the video and AV production? So grateful that they're able to capture this for you so you're able to see it in this fashion. And also, please, a big thank you to the Hyatt for their delicious bites tonight, too. We've had a great time creating those with them. So I really, really am glad that you were able to come and enjoy some of that tonight. Okay, so we're at 1 minute and 10 seconds here. Whoo! Is anybody sweating? It's just me? That's cool. That's all right. All right, 1 minute and 10 seconds. 1 minute. Okay. Now, everybody, I'm going to need your help when we get down a little bit closer here. When we get to 10 seconds, I'm going to need you to help me out here, okay? All right, we're getting plated. We're looking good. Everything smells delicious. Okay, we got 45 seconds. Okay, I still see things moving and a-shaking. Looking good over here. Making sure that plate is nice and clean for our judges. Good to go. All right, we're at 30 seconds. Chefs, we're at 30 seconds. All right, let's give them some love. 30 seconds, here we go. All right, you're rocking it out. All right, are y'all ready to count with me? It's been a long day, so I need the help. Here we go. Counting it down in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. There we go, chefs. Good job. Let's hear it for our chefs. Give them a round of applause. Well done, chefs. All right. Everything looks fantastic. So, chefs and assistants, please, we're going to do a little food parade down to our judges here. Please take your dishes down to the judges. And then go ahead and take a seat over there in your reserved deluxe VIP seating, far away from the judges where you can't hear them talk about your food. Smells so good, looks so good, everything's getting delivered. Fantastic, well done. We got a little drop-off music too, so it's good. It's good stuff. All right, now while the judges are deliberating, I wanted to fill you in a bit on what, they have no silverware. We have no silverware for the judges.
Yeah, it's okay. I'll just take the plate.
Good luck.
That's it. I'm gone.
All right.
We can probably try the burger.
Well, yeah, this is finger food.
Yeah, we can start with the sandwich, I guess. Beautiful plates, though. What if that was part of the competition? Oh, that's great. All right, so they're getting a bite of their sandwich, and I'm going to let them eat. Hopefully we get some silverware out here for them shortly. I just saw David run off quickly to get them settled here. So while we're attempting to get them started to judging the food, I want to tell you a little bit about the parameters that they're judging in tonight as well. I see lots of silverware coming. Now they're getting all the silverware. Thank you so much. Fantastic. Good, good, good. Okay. All right, so while they're deliberating, I wanted to tell you a little bit about how the chefs and their food are being judged tonight. Now, these judges are scoring the competitors on 6 categories. So those 6 categories, the first one is accessibility of ingredients. So are the ingredients easy enough to order in an institutional setting? Are they familiar ingredients? Are they inexpensive ingredients? And I'll say that we asked our applicants all to submit recipes that came in under $5 per serving. So think about this. When we're not even talking about the money, all the things we ask these chefs to do to submit it, that's how tight it is in hospitals. That's how, and as you heard, Chef Emmett even has stricter parameters that he follows, right? But they had to submit nutritional guidelines. They had to stay within those guidelines. They had to use certain ingredients that they had to be aligned with. And now we're also asking them to make it cost effective. So every chef that applied for this really had to bring their A game and have all of these elements in order to get to this stage tonight. So that's a lot to do. And when we're looking at the cost per serving, and we're looking at these specific recipes, these chefs made no joke about it. Tonight we've got the barbecue sandwich coming in at $2.72. We've got the jeweled rice and sauteed vegetables at $1.55 per plate. And then the zesty quinoa and sesame chickpeas coming in at $2.96. So that's really great. Well done, chefs. That's awesome. So that's the first category, right? They're judging on the accessibility of ingredients. The next one is the nutrition value. So which dish packs the most nutrition punch per plate? And that's why we were so diligent, and Lily was here to help us out, to go over the numbers, to look at the benefits of the ingredients, okay? And then we're also looking at the practicality of institution application. So what does that mean? That means, can this recipe be realistically put into use in a healthcare setting? And now presentation. So while our chefs may be traying up food in healthcare, sometimes going the extra mile might be what gets a person to try plants, even in a healthcare setting. So you know the saying, we eat with our eyes first, right? So it's important that these dishes are all aesthetically appealing as well. So the next category, and this one's kind of a no-brainer, they have to judge on flavor. Of course, you've got to do all these things, and then also the dish has to be, oh, they're starting to score things. They're starting to write in their sheets over there. Okay, so also the dishes have to have flavor. We believe healthful food can be delicious. So the judges are sort of navigating the balance of all of that tonight. And now this next one's a hard one. It's a hard one because of all the parameters. So creativity. And it's a hard one with the constraints you're working in and working in food service, with healthcare. So our chefs had to be a little crafty when they're being creative tonight. They had to get a little outside of the box to show some innovation, but they couldn't get too far out of the box. They had to show that uniqueness, but not get so far out of the box that the recipe can't be considered for institution use, right? So it still needed to be something creative that can easily be managed in an institution setting. All right, so these judges will score these recipes on a scale of 1 to 10, after sampling the food, they're going to sample it, they're going to score, and then they're going to deliberate. And then we're going to come back to check in on them soon. So I mentioned GreenFair Foundation earlier. So at this time, I would love to play a short video on GreenFair Foundation.
My name is Gwen Whitaker. I'm the owner of the GreenFair Cafe and the CEO for the GreenFair Health and Wellness nonprofit. Because the restaurant had been focused on education, the nonprofit was a logical extension to do really a deep dive around specific health issues that people had and focusing on the impact of nutrition and education. The organic plant-based diet that we use is low fat, without added salt. That has a huge impact on blood pressure. You take out a lot of the simple sugars that people have, that's going to impact diabetes, especially high fat. Animal protein is going to be inflammatory, whatever type, whether it's chicken, fish, dairy. When you take those things out, then people usually have very, very rapid recovery.
Okay, so that's Gwen Whitaker. She's the CEO and founder of GreenFair Foundation. Now, Gwen Whitaker is a champion for health, animals, and the environment, and she is an active partner in the Physicians Committee's work to modernize medicine. I gotta tell you, I went out to GreenFair last night, and what an awesome community. Like, just people really, yeah, it's so cool. Yeah, please. It's really fantastic. People coming together and learning about health together and taking charge of their diet to be preventative in disease. It really is outstanding to be surrounded by that energy and then have delicious food on top of it, right? So Gwen is an active partner in the Physicians Committee to modernize medicine. Gwen has chaired PCRM's President's Council, and her leadership and support have been invaluable in moving our work forward. So we're honored to have her involvement in launching this new exciting event tonight. Gwen Whitaker, please join me on stage. Yeah! Come on up, and if we can get her mic on the podium, that would be great. So Gwen, go on, join me up here if you will. Yeah, you've changed so many lives with the incredible work you and your team do at GreenFair. Now you believe that healthy people make a healthy planet. So what does it mean to you to see chefs on stage tonight who work in healthcare, who are creating plant-based meals?
Well, I think the most exciting thing is most chefs get trained in presentation, how things look, and how they taste. And this food is not only making people give energy, but making them feel better and heal.
Yes, absolutely. And we just really can't thank you enough for being part of this competition. I'd like you to hang on stage with me if you can. Maybe have a little seat there, get cozy with Lily, and to hang with us when the judges announce the winner here, okay? So, chefs, I'm going to come down. I'm going to check in with you one last time while the judges are judging away down here. So, I just want to get your thoughts a little bit here, okay? So let's check in one last time before we reveal the winner. So Skylar, how did you feel about your performance this evening?
I feel like our team did great, and the best thing is we're one step closer to changing healthcare, so.
Yeah, that's great. And Chef Chad, how are you feeling about tonight?
I feel great. It's just really exciting to be part of this, and partnering with PCRM is really moving the program forward and adding another layer and choice to our dining program for our residents that help us live our mission to let residents live best lives.
Yes, awesome. Live the best life. That's right. Chef Choney, any thoughts to share on how things went for you this evening?
I feel fantastic. I'm always happy to create food that can get out to people who wouldn't normally eat it. And when we can do that in our cafeterias, not just for our patients, it makes me very happy.
That's great. That's great. Let's hear it for our competitors. Judges, how are you feeling down there? You getting close? You getting close? You need a little more time? 3 seconds, she says. 30 seconds. Don't push it, Dustin. Don't get wild. All right. Well, I went down there to the chefs, but I'm going to bring you back up. So chefs, come on back up on stage here. So again, we had Chef Chad here with the BBQ Jackfruit and black bean and edamame salad. And then we've got Skylar over here with the zesty quinoa with roasted chickpeas. There we go. And then Chef Tony down here with the jeweled rice and sauteed vegetables. I see envelopes. I think they're coming my way. Okay. Well, David's bringing these envelopes up to me. Judges, are you ready to share some thoughts with us before we announce a winner? Okay, great. So Brooklyn, why don't you start us out?
Yeah, so I'll be going over Chad's dish. I love the familiarity of it. I picture so many of my patients, especially older ones, they want something familiar. They want something that tastes good. So this jackfruit sandwich, just phenomenal. Even, like, it just tastes so good. And then the edamame salad, I felt was kind of adjacent to like a pico or like a bean salad. So even eating that, it felt familiar. Maybe that's just me being from Texas. And so both of these dishes, there was something that clicked in my brain of like, I've had this before, but it's healthier, right? And there's some comfort about that I think so many patients in the hospital would appreciate. In terms of some, recommendations, I definitely worry on a bigger scale the avocado in the salad. While I personally love the avocado, I would imagine on a bigger scale that might be a little hard to replicate. That's really all I'll have to say. It's so, so good. It's really impressive. Thank you.
Great. Chef Sean.
Skylar, your dish was great. I thought it was really interesting how you used the cooking technique of roasting the chickpeas to really bring out a lot of the flavors that are naturally present without having to add additional ingredients in there. And the dish was just wonderful. I thought the aquafaba and the sriracha was a really creative touch. The chickpeas sort of do get a little bit chewy there at the end, but the flavor is just amazing.
Great. Chef Skylar, let's hear it. Good. All right, Chef Eden, any thoughts?
So I thought it was fantastic. Everybody's was absolutely fantastic. I think the one thing which we deal with all the time is it's too spicy. It's not spicy enough. Well, do you like spice? No. So I had a nice little heat to it. But I thought it was beautiful. You could taste all the layered flavors, and the fruit and the potato inside of the rice was really marvelous. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Chef. Thank you, judges. David, can I have the envelopes, please? I wonder if I'll ever get to say that again. I really needed to cherish that moment there. Okay, so just a reminder that nobody's going home empty-handed tonight. Whoever places first is getting that $6,000 cash prize, a feature in Good Medicine Magazine, a continuing online education course at the Institute of Culinary Education, and a catered lunch for their staff from a local plant-based restaurant. Second place is taking home $2,500, and third place is still taking home $1,000 in cash. And don't forget, all of our chefs are going home with some cookware from the premier stainless steel Salad Master, okay? And don't forget, if you haven't entered the raffle, you can do so out in the lobby tonight. And if you forget, tomorrow morning they're gonna be downstairs. You can enter there to win yourself some Salad Master cookware. Okay, so Gwen and Lily, can you stand up there and maybe grab some plaques that we're about to hand out? So we're going to start things off with third place. So our third place winner tonight is Skylar Flynn. Congratulations. All right. Woo! Beautiful. Thank you so much, Skylar. All right. And the winner of the Healthy Hospital Chef Challenge is Tony Burns. Congratulations, Tony. All right. Congratulations. And there's your plaque. And that means, Chef Chad, you've earned second place. You're going home with $2,500. Congratulations to all of our competitors. Now listen, give it up for them. That concludes the Healthy Hospital Chef Challenge. Thank you again to Fruitive, to Gwyn, on GreenFair, to our nutrition expert Lily, to Chef Sean, Chef Emmett, and Dr. Palmer for your expertise this evening, and to our partner, the Institute of Culinary Education. Be sure to check out their fantastic programming, and congratulations to Chef Tony over here, and of course, thanks to all of their assistants, all of the competitors, for your hard work and dedication, and for making healthcare systems a healthier place for patients. We can't do it without you. We're so grateful. And to you, the audience, thanks for joining us tonight. Have a great night. Take care. Thank you so much for tuning in tonight. As promised, we have a couple very special guests just for you. Please join me in welcoming one of our fabulous judges, Dr. Brooklyn Palmer. Dr. Palmer, thank you for taking the time to chat with us tonight.
Of course, happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, it's so good to see you, as always. And I'm curious, what did you expect to see from competitors when you signed up to be a judge for this competition?
Yeah, so when I first signed up, I was hoping to see approachable yet nutritious plant-heavy dishes. And this was for two major reasons. One of them being to support the medical treatment that patients are getting in the hospital. And of course, we know that we do that with nutritious plant-heavy dishes, but then also to have dishes that a patient might see on a menu in a hospital and pick it, right? Because at the end of the day, the healthiest food is the food that actually makes it into the patient's mouths. And so we wanted to look intriguing and delicious, and that's what I was hoping to see at this competition.
I love it. And how did you feel about the chef's overall approach to their dishes and the implementation of healthful ingredients?
I was really impressed overall. They clearly understood the assignment. I loved seeing a rainbow of plants on all the different dishes. Really, some of the big things that stood out was the use of whole grains, legumes, and of course, vegetables in fun and flavorful ways.
Yeah, I agree. Everything looked and smelled so delicious. I was so jealous of all of you getting to taste it. Now, what is something you're hopeful our viewers tonight might take away from this competition?
What I hope is that we think about approaching food differently, both in and out of the hospital. I hope they understand that the reason that this event even existed and why it had so much support is because we have so much evidence showing that a plant-predominant diet is the healthiest ones for patients. And so logically, why wouldn't we want the healthiest type of food to be when patients are in, one of the most important healing processes they'll ever be at, which is in the hospital. We have to support the prioritization of healthy diets because we know that food impacts a wide range of health conditions, and patients in the hospital, going through so much, deserve to have food that support the healing process.
Absolutely. You pretty much answered my next question, but I'm going to ask you anyways, because I think it's so important, right? Why is it important for plant-based meals to be an option in healthcare?
Well, here's the thing. Either directly or indirectly, the food that institutions offer to patients are kind of implying what we're recommending for the healing process. And if we don't have food that's supporting their bodies and their health overall, that's kind of us telling them like, hey, this is one of the most critical parts of your health, and this is a food that we deem good enough, which is very animal product heavy, very processed, right? And so we need to understand that if the overall goal is to support patients and to teach them to live better lives, their food and their menu options need to reflect that. And so that's why I think it's really important to have these options for patients.
Now, before I let you go, any parting words for those who work in healthcare who want to see more healthful plant-based options on their hospital menus?
Well, first of all, I think the biggest thing is that there is hope, and this event proves just that. Not only the options we saw today, but just knowing all the different institutions PCRM has already helped to implement healthful diets into the hospital settings. And I just want to remind healthcare providers that, hey, y'all, I get it. We are so busy. There's so many other things to be focusing our time at. But it's almost for that exact reason why we should be prioritizing it. We spend so much time training, studying, and coming up with plans to take care of our patients the best way possible. And if we're not advocating for food options that support all the hard work, it's kind of like, we're going backwards a little bit. And so it's really important, and it's only going to complement all the hard work and time that we're already given to our community and to our patients.
Dr. Palmer, we are so grateful to you for sharing your expertise with us on this very special and fun night. We had a blast. To you and all of the judges, we say thank you very much for for your time and dedication to this competition.
Of course, you're welcome. Happy to be here. And honestly, I just missed the event because that food was so good.
Next up, we have the winner of our competition, Tony Burns. Tony, thank you for taking the time to join us tonight, and congratulations again on your victory.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Dustin.
Of course. Now listen, we're all curious. What was your thought process when designing your dish for this competition?
To put it very simply, I wanted to keep the dish approachable to most patients while still providing a very strong flavor and focusing on the flavors of the vegetables I was using, while also ensuring any hospital in the country could make this dish if they wanted to.
I love that. You certainly did that. And I have to ask you too, how has working in healthcare had an influence on the food you create?
Oh, absolutely. Healthcare is an entirely different environment. I came from restaurants and we were focused entirely on flavor. I didn't do a nutrient breakdown on a single dish before I got into hospital work. It really has changed the way I look at dish composition. While I have always wanted to center the flavors of the plants I was using, of the vegetables, now I'm trying to do it in a way where the things I'm using to accentuate those flavors are going to be healthsome. They're going to not leave you feeling full and tired, but leave you feeling happy and energized.
I love that. You're giving us vibrant, delicious foods that are also healthy now, thanks to that restaurant background and working in healthcare. You're bringing it all together for us. So what did it feel like to win this competition?
Above all else, I'd say it was inspiring. I stood up on the stage with people who had decades of culinary experience beyond mine. And I took a dish that I was confident about up there and saw it do incredibly well. And it has definitely inspired me to make more healthful dishes in the future. I being in the restaurant industry, we sometimes did things that were extremely unhealthy. We load those dishes with butter, we load them with salt. And having a dish like this provide the flavor it did and win a competition like this has definitely inspired me to lean away from that a little bit more in the future. It's shown me that I can make dishes that are incredibly flavorful without loading them full of butter, etc.
I love that. And you were inspired by the other chefs, and then you've been inspired by this win. But I have to tell you, you inspired the audience that evening as well. And I think you've probably inspired our viewers this evening too. So we thank you for that. Now, what is a piece of advice that you might give other chefs who want to see more healthful plant-based options on their hospital menus?
I've said it a couple times already, but the most important thing is centering the flavors of the vegetables you're using and not just trying to mimic non-plant-based foods. That's a pitfall a lot of the industry falls into and a lot of chefs fall into when they're trying to make dishes that are flavorful and are going to be popular with their patients. You can have a high amount of familiarity in a dish while still centering the plants in that dish. I think that's the most important part.
It sounds like making vegetables the star of the dish is the way to go instead of trying to hide it. Now, part of the winnings was a catered lunch for your team at your hospital. So can you tell us how the staff at your hospital responded to the plant-based lunch that was catered?
Oh, absolutely. The chef at Cafe Manna, the restaurant that we chose for the meal, definitely put a lot of effort into what they provided. They gave us just an absolutely amazing spread, and the dishes again. I'm used to hearing from my friends and family when I serve them foods that they aren't expecting to be vegan. Wait, this is vegan? I'm not used to getting that from restaurants, and I didn't the staff didn't even realize the food was plant-based. They didn't realize it was vegan until after everyone was done eating. They thought they were getting a catered lunch. And when my boss mentioned that, it was just shock and awe around the room. And that that is wonderful. That's inspiring right there, you know.
That's fantastic to hear. I'm so happy they loved it. And I'm glad that you guys actually didn't tell them until after they had eaten it and enjoyed it. So then it was just a nice bonus, right? It happened to just be delicious food that also is plant-based. So that's great to hear. Well,
Yes.
Tony, thank you for being such a fierce competitor and wowing everyone with your fabulous dish. You showed everyone just how delicious and exciting healthful food can truly be. And for that, we will forever be grateful to you. Keep up the good work, and we cannot wait to see what you're cooking up in the future.
Thank you, Dustin.
A reminder to our viewers, all of the competitors' recipes are available for you to make at home. You can get the recipe at healthyhospitalprogram.org under the recipe tab at the website. In addition to those recipes, you will find resources and materials that offer information on the benefits of eating a plant-based diet and also helpful guides on implementing plant-based options in your healthcare facility. Thank you for joining us for this very special screening of the Healthy Hospital Chef Challenge. Now get out there and be the change you want to see in the world. Take care.